Are you an old school YouTuber? Is your channel 5 years old or more? Did you... Sorry, Shafe, I'm sorry. Did you used to post videos, but now you don't? Well, now's your chance. A video a week is all we ask to keep a YouTuber motivated to carry the torch of when YouTube was about broadcasting yourself. Black Lives Matter. Got it. Statement isn't necessarily mutually exclusive, meaning saying Black Lives Matter doesn't mean that other lives don't, right? In theory, this is how it began. And a person I went to school with who actually is a fairly high up in public education said that he was going to be one of the leaders in this movement. Now, he's since backed down a little bit off of that and hasn't said shit about it either. And even my most liberal of friends, one of which went to Florida A&M and really got ate up in the critical race theory to the point where politically either one or socially either one, he's a completely different person than I knew as a kid growing up, or two, this is who he was and he just kept it quiet because we both were growing up in Podunk Holler, Florida. And, you know, I remember the things that Coach said to him were quite insensitive. However, the things he said to all of us were quite insensitive too. Like, Coach, this old school thing. Coach, my ribs hurt. He'd be like, Bronny, do you know why your fucking ribs hurt? Because they're inside a coward. Woo. Good stuff right there, man. Good stuff right there. Now, Black Lives Matter has since become a calling card for lack of a better term, the right wing. And they like to point out how the leaders of Black Lives Matter currently are self-confessing Marxist, card-carrying commies and corrupt individuals taking all that money. Interesting situation, isn't it? If you think about it. You really get a laid out team. Team Red, Team Blue. Now is Team Blue behind Black Lives Matter? Hell, I don't know. It's crazy that with all the issues that we have going on, it was so damn important for the Biden administration to bring up the facts that a Navy radar surveillance aircraft, for the first time in history, was staffed by a completely black aircrew. That's some shit. The White House press secretary gets up there, that gal with the very interesting eyeliner and the luscious boobs and cleavage. Would, by the way, but I'm a happily married man, but would. Had to point out that she is the first lesbian female of color to ever be a White House press secretary. Now, I would argue that Joan, what was her last name? Shafe, your girlfriend, Joan Schlotsky, or whatever, the redhead. I count gingers as people of color. Now their color happens to be red, but, and I don't know, maybe she bats for the other team. So, fuck that shit. I miss, was it Kellyanne Conway? Trump's final and refined and most perfected White House press secretary. Literally, she was the smartest person in the room, and I dug that shit. Truly. Black Lives Matter, kneeling during the anthem. This shit, these are, well, my point is, these are distractions. And as important as the abortion thing is, if you view it as killing babies, I think it's a distraction too. You have large corporations. I'm going to say this slowly, so break out your crayons. And when I say break out your crayons, break out them shits that are the thickness of your pinky so you don't break them. And if you start eating them, it'll take you a while. And a piece of construction paper, that thick shit, so you don't tear it while you're trying to draw. Write this shit down. Large real estate conglomerates are purchasing single-family residences at an unprecedented rate. And if you think eminent domain is bad enough, imagine a corporation as a landlord. 1. 2, we're losing World War III. You got that right. 1, World War III is on, and there's some asshole that used to be in the CIA. He's fairly famous. He's that light-skinned guy that has the kinky hair, claims to be former CIA. Lives not far from me, actually, according to what he shares. And claims World War III is already on, and it's a cyber war. However, there is dirt involved in Ukraine. Y'all see those pictures where it shows those mainframes and shit from Ukraine? Nobody's going to admit that we're losing World War III. We want to think we're so good. That's a pretty big fucking issue. You imagine having the plug pulled on the internet, or worse, have it manipulated by AI in such a way that you don't even know what. You see those Navy ships that don't look like they have any guns on them and shit? What do you think they're doing? But no, we're worried about abortion. We're worried about who uses what bathroom. And we're worried about a soundbite that talks about a transvestite somewhere reading a story to a bunch of kids. It's ironic, though, that they tried putting that whole weird thing against the Gadsden flag wavers of the world. Because weird, I suppose, is a matter of perspective. Like if you become a freak to the point where you're waving that freak flag, what does the other side look like? A freak too. You're both freaks when you go too far. That's a fact. That is a fact. So, in closing, there's been some talk about when you say Lambdog 76 or SoPal or whatever he's calling himself these days. I'll tell you what to call me. Like 50 Cent said. If when you look at the American flag and somebody asks you how many stars are on it, and you look at that American flag and you say, well, there are 50 stars on that American flag. Well, you call me Lambdog 76. Now, if somebody asks you on the American flag how many stars are on it, and you say they're about 50 up on that bitch, then you can call me SoPal. Raise the motherfucking Jolly Roger with me. Fuck you all.